Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. You can attempt the quiz in this app and you can read detailed explanation. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. We have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now, let's start. As per the new information technology rules, digital platforms will have to provide required information within how many hours. So recently, Government of India, and to be specific, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology released new rules for digital platforms regulation. And the official name of these regulation is Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code. These are released by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. As per this, platforms such as WhatsApp will have to provide information on the identity verification to the authorized agencies within 72 hours. What does that mean? Suppose there is user A and it messaged something violent on WhatsApp and then that message was forwarded to n number of people. Police got to know about it. So police will ask WhatsApp that who is the originator of this message? Means who is the first person that created this message? So it will be the responsibility of WhatsApp to provide this information within 72 hours. And on the basis of that information, the law enforcement agencies can take up action. Apart from that, the digital media platforms need to set up grievance redressal mechanism. Ministry of Jal Shakti has selected how many sites under phase 4 of Swachh Iconic Places initiative. So, for the fourth phase of this Swachh Iconic Places initiative, the Ministry of Jal Shakti has selected 12 such sites. Now, what is this SIP initiative? That is Swachh Iconic Place initiative. So, it is a part of Swachh Bharat Mission Grameen component. The objective is to improve the sanitation and cleanliness standard around the sites. And Jal Shakti Ministry is the nodal authority for this component. Now, 12 sites are selected for this project. That means for the fourth phase of this project. Now, you need not to remember these sites, but you should know the states in which these sites are located because these are prominent sites. So, irrespective of this news, these sites can be asked. So, Ajanta caves are in Maharashtra, Sanchi Stupa is in Madhya Pradesh, Kumbhalgarh Fort is in Rajasthan, Jaisalmer Fort is also in Rajasthan, and Ramdevra is in Rajasthan. Golconda Fort is in Telangana and Sun Temple is in Odisha. Rock Garden is in Chandigarh, Dal Lake is in Jammu and Kashmir. Banke Bihari Temple is in Uttar Pradesh and Agra Fort is also in Uttar Pradesh. And last site is Kalighat Temple. It is in West Bengal. Again, you need not to mug up these names for this event, but you should know about these places because these are prominent sites. Now, coming back to the Swachh Bharat mission. So, it has two components. One is Grameen component, that is rural component. Another is urban component. So, this rural component is implemented by Jal Shakti Ministry. And this urban component is implemented by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. What is the name of messaging platform to be used by the Indian Army shortly? So the name of this platform is SAI, that is Secure Application for Internet. Name is SAI, SAI. So recently it was announced by the Indian Army that Army is going to use this messaging platform for internal communications. Present Indian Army Chief is General M.M. Narwane, that is General Manoj Mukund Narwane. So this application has been developed by Colonel Sai Sankar. Right now, it is waiting for the approval, and once it is approved, then it will be used by Indian Army. Now recently, Indian Army was also in news because of AR-HMD. We discussed it yesterday. What is AR-HMD? It is augmented reality head-mounted display. So Indian Army is going to acquire these systems, and recently Indian Army was also in news as DAC, that is Defense Acquisition Council, approved the acquisition of hunter killers for Indian Army. DAC is headed by Defense Minister. Present Defense Minister is Mr. Rajnath Singh. Now recently Indian Army was also in news because of Mr. Sonam Wangchuk. He has developed solar heated tents for Indian Army, and these tents can be used in the extremely cold areas like Siachen or in Galwan Valley. So this is a first of its kind initiative, and these tents will get heat because of solar energy. So this will provide habitable environment to our soldiers in these tents. Which organization regulates a Nidhi company in its operational matters and deployment of funds? Now, first thing first, what is a Nidhi company? Nidhi company is considered as a mutual benefit financial company, and it is recognized under section 406 of Companies Act. Present Companies Act is of 2013. Now, please note that this Companies Act is regulated by MCA, that is Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So, if these Nidhi companies are recognized under Companies Act, therefore, Ministry of Corporate Affairs is regulator for these entities, and therefore, it is responsible for the operational matters and deployment of funds in these Nidhi companies. The core business of Nidhi company is borrowing and lending money between their members. These companies are also known as mutual benefit company or benefit funds. Why Nidhi company was in news? Because recently Corporate Affairs Ministry warned that investors should check the status of Nidhi company before investing in it. Actually, there are a lot of frauds related to these entities, and that is why the Corporate Affairs Ministry issued a warning in this context. Please note that RBI, that is our central bank, can issue directions to the companies on its deposit taking activities. So, for certain areas, Corporate Affairs Ministry is responsible, and for certain areas, RBI is responsible. Recently, RBI was in news because of Utkarsh 2022. RBI was also in news because of FSR. What is FSR? It is Financial Stability Report. So, it is published by RBI after approval by FSDC. What is FSDC? It is Financial Stability Development Council, and this FSDC is headed by FinMin, that is Finance Minister. Now answer in comment box. This Financial Stability Report is released how many times in a year? Who is the chairperson of task force on interlinking rivers which has agreed Mahandi-Gadavari link? So this task force is headed by Sriram Vadire. He is the advisor to the Ministry of Jal Shakti. Recently, this task force approved the interlinkage of these two rivers. What is the meaning of this term? Interlinkage. See, two rivers will be interlinked. That means they will be connected, and the surplus water from one river will be transferred to the deficit river. Now recently, this Jal Shakti Ministry was also in news because of Catch the Rain campaign. So it is a 100-day campaign by Jal Shakti Ministry. What is the objective? Objective is to promote water conservation. Present Jal Shakti Ministry is Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, and Jal Shakti Ministry is the nodal authority for Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin component. In which place ASI, that is Archaeological Survey of India, has discovered the first epigraphical reference to the death of Krishnadevaraya Nayaka? So this place is Tumkur. It is a place in Karnataka. Now please note that from historical point of view, this Vijayanagar Empire is very important from exam perspective. Therefore, this event is significant. ASI, that is Archaeological Survey of India, has discovered the first epigraphical reference to the death of Krishnadevaraya Nayaka in Tumkur district of Karnataka. Krishnadevaraya Nayaka was the emperor of Vijayanagar Empire and ruled the kingdom from 1509 to 1529 AD. Recently, ASI was in news because it has discovered this reference. Now, ASI was established in 1861. It is under Ministry of Culture. The founder of ASI is Alexander Cunningham. Presently, the Director General of ASI is V. Vidyavati, and the headquarters of ASI is in New Delhi. Now, this ASI and Ministry of Culture was also in news because of Project Mosam. Answer in comment box, what is the objective of this Project Mosam and which entities are coordinating for this specific project? That means which government entities are coordinating for this specific project. Which international organization has released WESO, that is World Employment and Social Outlook. So this report is released by ILO. What is ILO? It is International Labour Organization. It is a organization of United Nations, and it was founded in 1919 under the League of Nations. Please note that it is the first and the oldest specialized agency of United Nations. The headquarters is in Geneva in Switzerland, and it is a tripartite organization. Tripartite means three parties. Which are these three parties? First is government, then employees and employers. And ILO had won Nobel Peace Prize in 1969. There are 8 core conventions of ILO. Out of these 8, 6 are ratified by India. Now answer in comment box which are 2 core conventions of ILO which are not ratified by India. This is very important for EPFO exam. Which regulator has proposed to introduce a concept called accredited investors? So this is by SEBI. What is SEBI? It is Securities and Exchange Board of India. What is the meaning of this term? Accredited investor. It means those who have understanding of financial products, risk and returns associated with them. That means if you are well aware about the financial products and the risk associated with these products, then such investors are considered as accredited investors or qualified investors or professional investors. So such investors can take informed decisions regarding investment. Now, please note that the SEBI is a statutory organization. Statutory means it is backed by a law. However, when this was constituted, at that point of time, it was a non-statutory organization. So it was constituted in 1988 and later in 1992, this was given the statutory status by passing SEBI Act. The headquarters of SEBI is in Mumbai. Presently, Ajay Tyagi is the chairperson of SEBI. Which organization has released the report on currency and finance? So this has been released by our central bank, Reserve Bank of India. And the theme of this year's report was reviewing the monetary policy framework. So this report analyzed the trends in inflation and inflation target. What is inflation? Inflation means price rise or increment in the price. So to monitor the inflation in our country, we have MPC, that is Monetary Policy Committee. And it is a 6-member committee, out of which 3 are from RBI and 3 members are appointed by Government of India. This committee is headed by RBI Governor and the decisions are taken by votes, that means by majority. And in case of a tie, RBI Governor have a casting vote. Now, what was the objective of this Monetary Policy Committee? Objective was to maintain the inflation within the range of 4 ± 2, that is from 2% to 6%. Now recently, RBI was also in news as it released State of Economy report. Answer in comment box recently which organizations released State of India's Environment. Which organization is set to launch COVID-19 Oxygen Emergency Taskforce? So this will be launched by WHO. WHO is World Health Organization. So as the name suggests, it is for oxygen emergency. Recently, USA decided to rejoin WHO. WHO was also in news because of COVAX. So this is an alliance to provide vaccines to the poor and least developed countries. And 3 key partners of COVAX are WHO, that is World Health Organization, Gavi, Vaccine Alliance, and CEPI. CEPI stands for Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations. Recently, this COVAX was in news as Ghana became the first country to receive the free COVID vaccines as part of this COVAX initiative. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover important news events. First is related to 2003 ceasefire agreement. So this was agreement between India and Pakistan, and both countries agreed to observe this ceasefire agreement. Ceasefire means we are not going to access Taiwan. So recently Taiwan was in news as India announced donation of 1.5 million to National Research Institute of Chinese Medicine. And this institute is related to Taiwan. And this is significant. Why so? Because this is the first time Indian government has granted to a Taiwan institution. In this context, please read about One China policy of Taiwan. Please read about One China policy, and please read about ROC versus People's Republic of China, that is PRC. Next is Golden Globe Awards 2021. So this was 78th edition. Recently it was organized virtually and the award ceremony was filmed in USA. So in the best film category, 2 movies were in news. One is Nomadland, so it won the best picture award in drama category, and second is Borat, subsequent movie. It won the award in comedy or musical category. So these were the 2 best film. The Crown was selected as the best TV series. Next is Odisha. So recently Odisha was in news as it is going to be the host of Indian Women's League, and this is a football tournament. Next is HP. So recently HP was in news because it has developed the first ever personal computer with the plastic waste in ocean. That means it recycled the plastic waste from ocean and then it used that material for this PC. And it is the first company that has utilized the plastic waste in this manner. Now please note that this is the first ever consumer PC which has been built with the help of plastic waste in ocean. Next is Russia. So recently Russia was in news as it launched Arctica M. This is the name of satellite by Russia to monitor climate in Arctic. Now for Arctic there is Arctic Council. Answer in comment box whether India is a member of this council or not. Next is Zero Discrimination Day. So this was celebrated on 1st of March. On the other hand, 28th of February was observed as Rare Disease Day. 28th of March was also celebrated as National Science Day. 1st of March was also celebrated as World Civil Defense Day. Next is Sugamya Bharat app. So there is a campaign, Accessible India campaign. The objective of this campaign is to make things accessible for the differentially abled people. For example, the bus should be accessible so that they can use it, or the toilets should be accessible so that they can use it. So this is a campaign or initiative by the government to make things accessible for the differentially abled people. In this context, recently this Sugamya Bharat app has been launched. And this entire initiative is a part of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Present Minister is Thawarchand Gehlot. So he recently launched this mobile app. Apart from that, he also launched a handbook and it is Assess the Photo Digest. Next is Priority 1 Partner. So to ensure more defense cooperation, India provided the status of Priority 1 Partner to Sri Lanka. So now both India and Sri Lanka will be able to collaborate more in the defense sector. Next is Vinesh Fogart. So she is a wrestler. Recently she was in news because she won the gold medal in Ukraine in 53 kg category. Next is R. Ashwin. That is Ravichandran Ashwin. So he is a cricketer. Recently he was in news because he became the fastest Indian bowler to take 400 test wicket. And he achieved this milestone in his 77th test match. And last news is related to Center of Excellence in Gaming. So INB Ministry, that is Information and Broadcasting Ministry, which is headed by Prakash Javadekar. So this ministry is going to collaborate with IIT Bombay for a Center of Excellence in Gaming. So these were the most important news events. Now get ready for the test. Please make sure that you write down your score in the comment box and try to attempt it without pausing the video. This will put pressure on your brain as it will create exam-like situation. So good luck for that. Thank you, and that's all for the day.